This is Moonshine and Music with Joe Shelton. Wait a minute, that's me. Anyway, we're going to bring you some inspiring songwriters, musicians, and maybe some side challenges and other stuff around the music industry. So stick with us right now, because the show is coming your way. Woo! Moonshine and Music starts right now. Welcome to Moonshine and Music. I'm here today with Preston Black. So this is Kit Haymond.
Hello,
and this is...
I'm Cole Bettner.
Cole Bettner.
Alex Moss.
Alex Moss. So Alex, you are the bass player.
Yes.
And Cole, you play drums. Kit plays guitar and lead and sings.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. You guys both, it seems, sings, right? It's a harmonic
Harmony.
kind of press.
Yeah. Depends on the song.
I guess
Depends
so.
on, you don't feel like it's harmonic?
It is, for sure.
Yeah.
He sings a lot of harmonies.
So you guys are out of Shelbyville, Indiana? Is that correct?
I am. He's from Kokomo, and he is from Greenwood originally.
Yeah.
And we found each other through Ball State, which I never went to school. My wife went to school at Ball State. So I met him through a program that my wife went to, and then that's how I met Cole.
Yeah,
Through Alex.
So you guys you went to Ball State?
Yeah, recent grad.
Sweet. Chirp, chirp.
Yeah.
Class of 94 over here.
Sweet.
I never went to college.
Yeah.
No.
Why not? Did you just not want to? What was the...
I don't know.
You don't know?
I had way too much fun playing music and going to shows over the years, and worked hard.
That's fair enough. How old
Doing what
were
I
you when
did.
you started playing? Because at your level, at your, you're not particularly
9 years old.
9?
Mm-hmm.
Was it acoustic, or what did you have?
Yeah, acoustic. I would teach myself like Nirvana songs or Everclear songs, Green Day songs. When I first picked up the guitar, I learned by ear mostly.
Really? Have you had like any formal lessons, or is it all?
Yeah, I had a year of lessons at 13 when my dad noticed I started taking it seriously, playing like Jimi Hendrix songs and Hendrix solos, and he's like, maybe you should learn a little bit of music theory, just a little bit. I'm not classically trained or anything like that. I can't read music.
Is your dad into music? Was he a musician too? Or?
No, but we share kind of the same taste. I mean, we're into the same bands like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, things like that, The Police.
So he introduced you to all the cool bands and...
Somewhat, and then the rest of it I did it by buying records and CDs at flea markets when I was a teenager. Take chances.
So how did Kokomo get to Muncie? How'd you play? Where did you start playing the bass?
The bass would be high school. I played in a jazz band.
Yeah, what was the name of that jazz band? See, we gotta have that.
Northwestern High School Jazz Band. A school program.
Give them a plug.
I'm a guitar player originally.
I see. So you played, did you start like really young, or?
I was 11 years old, pretty much the same age as Kid, around the same time, I guess.
Yeah.
He's a little older than I am.
So the drums, like you started banging on those when you were 3, right? That's the way all drummers
Actually, I
start.
started playing on guitar as well.
Oh.
He's a very good guitar player, by the way.
You converted
He's
from
super
guitar to
good.
drumming?
Yeah, I started playing guitar. I got my first guitar for my 7th birthday, and in middle school you have to do some form of music, and so guitar is not an option. So I decided to pick up percussion because that's what you do when you're a guitar player and you want to do something cool, So I started taking some drum lessons and just fell in love with it like instantly. So I started playing drums when I was about 10. And I go back and forth. Like, guitar is more of an individualistic thing for me, but in most bands that I've played in, it's been drum set. But I still love just, sitting in my bedroom, just jamming to whatever music I feel like listening to. But I really don't just sit and play drums just by myself. It's always like a group thing. I got to be playing with other musicians when I'm drumming. But live, I definitely prefer playing the drums. It's way more of an immersive experience. I feel like I can like let go a little bit more. But I still would consider myself a guitarist at heart. But on stage, I'm more of a drummer.
That's cool. So how long you guys been together?
A year. I started playing last
This
summer.
ensemble has been about a year.
Yeah.
Over a year now.
And I had started the band in high school 10 years ago.
Same
Started
name?
the project. Yeah, I came up with this name over 10 years ago. And people that came and went out of this group, and it wasn't until recently that I feel like we're on the same level and wavelength as human beings. And plus people in the past that have been in my band weren't the same age as me. They were all older. So now I'm with these guys, and it's like playing music with your best friends. Now I have the feeling what it's like to, have fun and play music, and it's not really a chore with us. We enjoy playing everywhere. We did a tour of the Northwest, and we went from Seattle all the way down to Medford, Oregon, and it didn't even seem like work at all. It was like a vacation.
So do you guys tour a lot, or is that just
That's
why
something
the
new.
Northwest? Like because Indiana and skip out to all the way out there.
Well, number one, it was easier because my cousin lives out there, and he has some equipment.
Good place to stay and have some equipment.
Yeah, so that was the first option. And then second of all, I had done some work out there, studio work, out in Olympia, Washington, with Calvin Johnson and
Okay.
his studio. So I was like, well, that's a good place to start. So I was looking into booking in Olympia and things like that. And then I was thinking 2 to 3 dates, and then all of a sudden it became eight different cities in a week. And then we just rolled with it.
Fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So have you guys? I can't remember. Do you guys have a record that's out there?
Yeah. Well, I had put out 3 records under this name, and 2 of them are on Spotify right now and in iTunes. But we have a new record coming out really soon.
When's it coming?
Good question.
Okay.
It's had a long history.
We're hoping September.
What's the history? What's the
Oh,
thing?
this is great.
I
gotta tell
don't
you this
recommend going to professional studios to record music.
Well,
Anyway.
unless it's a for real professional studio, because
Well, yeah.
we were going to
Find
an
it.
Don't say names.
we
Yeah.
were working with an independent producer, and
If you could
basically
call them
we just didn't really gel with his approach, I guess.
Well,
It
pretty
didn't
much
really-
he'd walk out of the
personal.
studio and not record us. So we were left there all alone with,
Yeah, he just wasn't very professional at all. He didn't
he
really
would-
take it seriously.
and he would
so-
skip out on our studio session, so we couldn't get it done.
no care.
I mean, we were so close to getting the record finished. All I had to do was go in and finish some mixing stuff, and it would take 30 minutes, and he just walked out and canceled the session.
Did you get a copy of your?
We have it. We're going to restart.
Yeah, we've already
We've started the process
Yeah.
of
We've restarted
retracking it
work, yeah.
ourselves.
we're
We're both audio engineering students or former students.
So we're gonna just go all DIY and put it out there, and not have to rely on anybody.
Hey man,
be a better product.
There's nothing wrong with
Plus,
that.
I trust these guys more than anybody as far as handling the tunes. So
Well, if you can produce something yourselves, it's definitely all you. you
Yeah.
know? So I mean, there's goods and bads, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can't blame anybody else if it turns out.
there's no middle.
There's no checks and balances.
Yeah. But also, there's probably a good chance of it being kind of what you want.
for
See,
sure.
we all come from different musical backgrounds, I think, like our influences, so we can really keep ourselves in check as far as what goes on the record. I think we all have listened to different music. We definitely have overlap.
What's
but
yours? What's your like? What did you start out listening
It's
to?
varied. What I started out, I think the Beatles were a huge influence on me, and then I've just gone from there through time
I see.
up until the present day, so try to soak it all in.
And we already heard what he's into. What was your?
I'm kind of all over the place. I love like just 90s grunge. I like more aggressive stuff. I love 70s progressive rock.
Like Yes and Genesis?
I love Yes and Genesis and Gentle Giant.
I think it gives you
Yeah.
more of my dad's personal taste. I mean, I still listen to Zeppelin records and stuff like that, but I'm more into like the 80s hardcore punk and reggae from the 70s. That's what I'm really deep into, and Delta blues from the 30s and 40s, things like that, and the 20s. That's like my three main go-to. Mainly punk though, like Cro-Mags, Bad Brains, things like that. Black Flag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I haven't heard those names in a while, but
Yeah, well, I don't play that style of music.
well, I know. I just
Bad Brains is what we're closer to reggae, kind of, but not the hardcore Bad Brains sound. But in the Clash, we were just talking about the Clash. That was one of my biggest influences.
yeah. When I was in high school, the Clash were huge. So I mean, I'm old. So
Yeah, you're not that old. We talked about this before.
right.
I said you don't look like. I don't even know how old you are. I still keep guessing you're like 30.
Thanks, man. I really
Dude, I
appreciate it.
seriously, I always think you're just 30. When you told me how old you were, I'm like, there's no way, you're lying.
I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm 47. I have a 23-year-old son, so I can't say I'm 30. I'd had to been
My
7.
father.
That didn't work out.
Yeah,
You know?
you could pass for his brother, right?
Well, sometimes that happens.
I told you, it's not just me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. Like one time we were at a like a public swimming place, and a couple girls came up to me and they said, you know, your brother there, you know, is he single?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not my brother, it's my son. Oh, I'm sorry. And they slunk off. It was hilarious. Like I'd be offended or something, you know.
I say one influence we can't forget about is Sublime.
Sublime. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were so. Are you talking about the newer or the
No,
original?
none of that.
Just like
Brad. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were so bright, like, you know, when they came on the scene.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember going crazy over them myself. So.
Yeah. I grew up listening to those records and wearing them out. I mean, every time I had like 50 copies of each album on CD. And I just listened to them and skateboard when I was like 12 years old. And I was like, man, that's the kind of music I want to play.
That's awesome. Well, it's time for that moment in our show where we try to figure out your future.
No.
We have on staff the Moonshine Psychic.
Who, really?
Yes, Brent Lee Smith, Moonshine Psychic, is on the set. And it looks like he's come in and he's brought his
Backup crystal ball.
backup.
Well, my backup crystal ball.
Yes, it's made, for those of you who are just listening, out of toilet paper, or is this one?
You're not going to make me float away, are you?
Well, it depends on how you act in the next couple of minutes.
Okay, I'll keep it cool.
No, it's made out of real crystal. You have to have trained eyes to see it.
I see. So your
naked
eyes are
eye-
trained? Or
Tranged.
trained?
Your eyes are very
Stranged.
tranged. Yeah. That's the word for it. Tranged.
Apparently you have to have special glasses and a fedora. This is what we've
Yes.
learned.
I told you we forgot a fedora.
We know a guy.
You know a guy?
Should have called Axl Rose.
Remember the rule, it's only one fedora per crew though. You can't.
You can have a
Never heard
multi-fedora.
that rule.
I don't know.
You ever been in a jazz band?
I haven't.
So what's up with the future of these boys? What do we got here?
Actually, not so much seeing the future as I'm seeing someone connected to you that's passed.
Oh, great.
Do you know anyone who's thinking sort of like with an A?
What'd you say? An A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam, Abraham,
It's close.
Axel, Angus.
You were close with Adam, but
Close with Adam. What was it?
maybe Alan?
Alan? Yeah. Okay, Alan. Alan wanted to say hello. That's all you wanted to say, Alan? Like, here's your chance to say hello. Oh, I said he's digging the new tunes. His favorite song is that one that you're going to play later.
Okay.
You have any questions for Alan?
Yeah, if you're really talking to him, what concert did we go see together and I ate barbecue sauce that was way too hot?
Spice Girls.
You were a liar.
Good guess.
Alan says
It wasn't
it was the Spice Girls, but you're just ashamed to say. And since he's dead and free, he doesn't mind anymore.
It was Buddy Guy.
But he got it. Okay, that was the other one.
That was the other one that he saw.
I always debunk psychics. I always have a code word. I always say, if I knew someone that died, tell me that word on the other side if we ever talk to a psychic.
Guacamole.
It hasn't happened yet.
It wasn't guacamole?
Guacamole. Tartar sauce, maybe. Any questions just about your future?
About my future?
Yeah.
Are we going to break up soon?
Are you going to break up soon? Not with each other, but maybe with your girlfriend.
I'm married, so I hope not.
Don't tell your wife about your girlfriend.
I don't have a girlfriend. This guy's got a girlfriend. Maybe it's him. They're
Maybe.
breaking up, but I hope not either.
Does her name
She's a-
start with like an A, B, C, D, Z? Z?
That's how these psychics work, man. They always
How is Zoe, Zelda, Zamora?
Dude, if you're really psychic, don't tell anybody and win the lottery. That's how you do it.
I can't use it for Or else I would.
You know what the stock market would do if you were really psychic.
What's that?
You know what the stock market would do at all times, so I wouldn't tell anybody if I knew it was going to be in the future.
It's getting cloudy again.
Because I'm being mean. It's just like it's like those Ouija boards.
No, those are just shit. That's not
Those
real.
are bunk?
Yeah, Ouija boards aren't real.
I believe the Ouija board over a piece of ball paper.
It's like paper to untrained eye.
Am I being mean? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Just being going with your nature. Not everyone understands.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us again. Moonshine
Hey,
Psychic
thank you for running sound, by the way. You terrific.
and stand-up comedian Brent Lee Smith.
All right. We need more comedians.
We do.
World.
We do. And, they are few and far between, right?
Yep. If we could bring back Rodney Dangerfield, I would in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I think I'd bring back George Carlin.
Him and Pryor both.
Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks.
Oh, you want Bill
100%.
Hicks back? Yeah, see?
He was great.
No one ever wants Sam Kinison back,
I do.
but he's hilarious.
Yeah.
You never hear that one first, but
Kinnison's up there on my list.
yeah.
I'm a comedy, I don't know how to
So
explain.
you're all into comedy?
collector.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Connoisseur.
Yeah. I have a collection of National Lampoon's magazines stacked to the ceiling. at home.
I really dig, lately I've been watching John Mulaney
Yeah.
and all of his, he's got a couple Netflix specials.
I'm like kind of old school. I like skits like things with Belushi or Chevy Chase or the National Lampoon's Radio Hour comedy records, things like that. That cracks me up.
Does any of that come into the songs that you're writing?
I wrote a song recently called John Belushi's Ghost.
Yeah?
Yeah, but we haven't messed with it yet.
You haven't messed with that one yet?
It's a title, but
it's a good title.
it's a song of ours.
That's cool. So, what are the two songs you're playing today on the show?
700 West and Unwinding, both new songs.
Tell us about 700 West.
700 West was a studio in New Palestine or around Indianapolis back in the 70s. And somebody I know that just passed away named Howard Phillips put a post on Facebook recently in a picture of the house that had the studio. And it kind of inspired me to make up this story, like a love story of some sort, where you're trying to woo a girl that's a musician that's recording music in 700 West, and you're trying to tell her how you feel about her. And it's just a complete made-up story, but he gave me the inspiration to write a song about 700 West, the studio. It's kind of a crazy concept, but 700 West put out really good funk and soul records and stuff in the 70s and 60s.
Well, my studio is called Bob's Country Bunker, and it is on 700 West.
Yeah, you told me that before. And that's actually in that neighborhood, that house. But Howard had recently passed away of a heart attack, and he was really big in the music scene. And he used to have a record store called Howard's Hard to Find in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like now it really pays homage to him. And I told him right before he passed away that it inspired me to write a song about it, and it was just a great conversation. And yeah, so I'm kind of glad I wrote that tune.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And the other song was
Unwinding.
Unwinding. And What's that one? Where?
It's honestly about people struggling with alcoholism. You know, some of the struggles and some of the loneliness alcoholism will cause. So, you know, just kind of like about being a dumb guy, pretty much. And spending all your money on booze,
Which we've ran into those guys. We played music for some of them.
for sure, I can tell you many stories. I myself, I don't drink anymore. I used to, and I kind of had an inspiration. I was like, man, I spent all my money at the bar tonight, you know. Mm-hmm. And it really, like, now I look at it with sober eyes, and I was like, man, I was a dumbass for spending all that money. Could have added a lot of nice guitars, you know. But yeah, that's what that song's about. Just, you know, having a good time and not caring about finances, stuff like that. Being a free spirit, I guess.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on the show today, and thanks for being here. And
Yeah, Joe, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah, you had a lot of great bands out here today. It's unreal you get this many great musicians in one setting, you know, on a Sunday.
Yeah, we, you know, every once in a while we have the Moonshine music shoot, and it's open to the public. If anybody's watching, they want to come out, just watch the Facebook page, and we always announce it on there.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'd love to have you guys come back and watch, you know, another time with some other bands.
Sure.
So.
Feel free to catch us on Spotify, iTunes. I don't even know if iTunes is still a thing. Or follow us on Instagram, Preston Black. Alex, you want to say anything?
New record coming out. Please listen. Thank you.
And I also want to say that Midwest Contraband are the coolest group of guys out here today.
Oh, are they?
Some of them, yeah. Met
Well,
outside.
We're getting ready to
Pretty
put an
cool.
episode together with them, and they'll be on, you know.
Please check out their music.
Exactly.
They're really cool people.
They are awesome.
For sure.
All right, well, thanks for coming in. We're going to be back on the stage. It's going to be Pressed in Black on Moonshine and Music.
Oh, are we ready? Yeah. Okay, this song's called 700 West.
She sent me letters in the mail, leaning on my soul like Judgment Day. Let's start a fire, none of us could ever feel this way. I thought I had a lot to do, trying to control these nervous shakes. Nobody knows, no one is with you when this world decides a twisted fate. And I can only find you in a dream. I told myself so many times, why we get to 700 West. We don't belong, there's no returning when this house was built on past regrets. And I can only find it in a dream. And I remembered every single song she wrote, and all the times I've given up, I should have said hello. And I can only find you in a dream. And I can only find you in a dream. And I can only find you in a dream. And I can only find you in a dream. In a dream.
Thank you.
What?
Do another song. Song's called Unwinding. It's gonna be on a new record.
If I knew what you were up to every night, I would place myself right next to you. The sea looks great, and I thought that you were leaving. I didn't know how long that we'd make it through. In my carelessness, I think of these mistakes, and after all, it wasn't meant to be. I take the road to the nearest liquor store, and I lose myself to another drink. And I spend my savings on a weekend loaded, and it hurt so bad that I could not control it no more. And I never had the best of friends. Broken bottles skip across the wooden floor. Then I etched your name so I won't forget. It's not okay to be waiting for tomorrow. I've been up and down, and I'm so sick of it. Unwinding, and I spend my savings on a weekend loaded, and it hurt so bad that I could not control it no more. And I never had the best of friends. And I spent my savings on a weekend loaded, and it hurt so bad that I could not control it no more. And I never had the best of friends, so unwinding. Unwinding, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Unwinding, and I never had the best of friends. Never had the best of friends. And I still have the same old goddamn friends. Thank you so much.
Moonshine in Music is a presentation of Notlehs Entertainment. Copyright 2019, all rights reserved. Our producer is Joe Shelton. Our cameraman, grip, and stunt double is Brent Lee Smith. On cameras and all sorts of other stuff, Bailey Shelton. And our staff guru is Brent SCHLEMMER. Join us each Sunday for more episodes of Moonshine and Music.